And good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Yeah, apart from we've had the worst weather, I think, in the UK for a while in the last week.
I was going to say, how's the weather? I know there's a friend of ours, Em, she's currently been flooded out over in Wales. So she woke up with floodwater this morning. We've been in contact with her. She's okay, but yeah, the village she lives in has been flooded.
Yeah.
But yes, they've I've just saw it on the news. They've had a month's worth of rain in 2 days. So yeah, but I mean, how's it with you? You've had snow, everything, haven't you?
Well, we had snow Tuesday, which it wasn't too bad, but it did stay around though for a while. And then obviously we had the massive freeze, which was absolutely freezing, and then torrential storms. So all we need now is glorious sunshine. We've had nearly everything in the bucket.
Yeah, I remember on Tuesday as well, because it snowed actually down here, down in South. But it snowed, and then sort of by the afternoon it was all gone. It didn't stay around for very long, but it did settle. It was everywhere.
We had an inch or so, and it stayed around until it started raining Friday, and then it all started going. Just turned it to slush, and that's it.
Yeah, we've had rain and very strong winds today. The wind's been quite strong here. But yeah, if you're living in a part of the country that's getting it a bit bad, I feel for you, because it is horrible, absolutely horrendous weather at the minute.
I know.
So,
not great.
Yeah. No.
Well, another quiet week.
Yes. Well,
we now know when the Darth Vader will be shipping.
Yeah. So I was very surprised by that. I thought it might have been next month, January. If you know what I mean, not December, but January. But it says shipping in December. That's really quick. So, December's next week. So some people have signed up for it should get it before Christmas. So nice Christmas present.
I won't be doing it. As much as I love Star Wars and I'm not knowledgeable, I just cannot simply afford it at all.
I've decided it's a nice model, but I won't be building it neither. I've got lots on at the moment. There's obviously a Dalek coming out, so we've just had the Star Trek ships come out. I'm due mine soon. I just want to make sure I know where I am financially before committing properly on stuff. But yeah, I won't be doing that one.
No, me neither. Even though I've done every Star Wars thing that has been come out, I just cannot afford to do another now. It's picking and choosing time because there's so many models now coming out. Yeah.
Sort of, you have to sort of pick now what ones you do over other ones. And you just have to prioritize. Hopefully, I would say never. If it comes available and I'm okay, then I might do it. If something else finishes, I might have the funds then to do that, or I might be financially better off anyway later in the year, so I might do it then. That's if it's offered again, because they what tends to happen is they tend to put them on when they're released. They're released for a couple of months and then they're sort of taken off, and then you can't get them again. But I'm hoping this one turns around again. I'll get the opportunity to build it, but at the moment, I won't be. Yeah,
me neither. I've just got to stick with the builds I've got right now and continue the way I am. Yes, it'd be nice to do it. It would be wonderful, but I just financially cannot do it at all. So
yeah, it's just about picking and choosing. Like I said, it's if I chose that, it means that if something else come out, I wouldn't. You know what I mean? I'd struggle to do the other one. So it's sort of, we're at a point now where we're having to sort of just prioritize over other ones or wait and see what comes out.
And at the end of the day, you've already said you're committing to the Daleks, so
yeah, 100%. Yeah, and then you don't know if something from Agora comes out. If I committed to do this one and I put the money down, and then say Agora or Hachette come along with something really cool, like Johnny Five.
Mm.
And I wouldn't be able to, because I'd be committed doing that, and I wouldn't be able to have the free funds. So I would be a bit like, man, you know what I mean? I'd be in a hard place. So I want to be able to sort of pick and choose what I'm doing now.
Yeah, definitely. We do have one thing to show tonight,
Yes.
which has been on sort of Facebook and stuff like that, advertising.
Yeah.
And let me just share it, which is this, which is a company. Oh, I can't. I'd be useless me trying to say what that is. You saw me last week, how
I can't even make that out, as it says something.
Yeah.
All you need to know is this company was the company, wasn't it, Mark? The company that actually done these Partworks for the industry.
And you've got all kinds of mainly all wooden builds on there.
Yeah.
So the main thing they're specialising in though is the Victory. So if I go to ship models, got absolutely loads on here.
All full builds, but a lot of these builds were available. This company here was the manufacturer of these wooden builds that you would get from the Agostini and that, and now they're selling them on their own sort of thing. They're selling their own builds.
So people might remember this one on Model Space.
Yeah, I do.
The cutout section. So this was done by Model Space a few years ago. So there's that one. Now these are full kits, so when you're buying it, it is a full kit. It's not a monthly subscription.
They're a bit like IXO. So like I said, these are the manufacturers that are selling them directly now, like IXO do.
Yeah.
So and you look at that, you even get a 5% discount as well. So.
Yeah. There's absolutely tons on there to check out. And
I know that lots of people were asking about these wooden builds because sort of everything that was wooden before, like they did with the Titanic, and they also did the Bismarck as well. When they've redone them, they've done them as die cast.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people were like, I would love to do a wooden ship build. Well, here's your opportunity. Though they are full builds, now you might have the opportunity for, you can put down the cash for them. Are they really good, especially, if you're good at these ship builds, because you have to do like the planking, don't you? And the bending of the wood and all that sort of stuff. And it gives you more skills. It's a more of a skill-based one. You're using nails as well, aren't you?
Yeah, what it does show, though, if you notice at the top here, they have put a guide on it to what the skill level is. So you've got expert, you've got experienced. So if you're not that really, you've never really done one before, you can choose one that maybe is not as hard as, say, the expert versions or else like that. So they're giving you a choice. So like these here, these are intonation level. And then it just goes up in levels. So
we did say about that, didn't we? That some of the Partworks should come with like they do with the Airfix models, the levels, or like they're doing as well, which is really good. I think most Partworks should have those sort of markings on them to say what level they are, amateur, expert, all that sort of stuff, or level 1 to level 5, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So
they even got the biplanes. Look.
So you've got the Fokker, you've got the Messerschmitt, and then you've got the Sopwith Camel as well. So there you go. There's quite a few on there. So I'll put that link in the chat if anybody wants to check it out. Yeah.
I mean, I'm wondering if they were the manufacturers of the Douglas and things like that.
Yeah,
And didn't they do? Well, they did do because John's building it on his channel. The wooden Lancaster.
No, that was Hachette.
Ah, was it right? Okay.
Yeah, that was Hachette.
No, but this is the manufacturer of the wooden models. I'm just wondering if they might have done it.
I haven't seen it come up. No.
Right.
But yeah, there we go. Just thought we'd share that. I'm just trying to put it up in the chat because I can't do it through StreamYard, so I'm having to go manually.
Right. Yeah. There's all, I mean, also as well, they sell all the premium kits as well because they did a load of like. I remember Model Space. They did like extra kits with these things as well, and the company here is also selling those kits.
Yeah.
Like the extra cutting kits, and the people as well, and it like the miniature figures and stuff.
Yeah. So,
they were like extras.
Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah.
Great idea for Christmas, but yeah, it's they're not too expensive, but yeah. If anybody wants to do anything wooden, then yeah, there you go. Yeah,
you should try it. I know a lot of people were asking about the wooden models.
Yeah.
And so now they've obviously gone, oh, we can cut out the middleman and do it ourselves. Just like IXO have done. Oh, we'll cut out the middleman and do it ourselves.
D'Agostini a few years ago, when obviously they rebranded, offered the wooden ships out there as a partwork, but they're just no longer on their website anymore.
No.
So you could actually get Victory from D'Agostini, but you know what I mean? Again, but now they're no longer there. So
yeah. Which
is a shame, but there you go.
Yeah, because it gave you the option to do it over a monthly period. Because I know Model Space sometimes offered their builds as a full build or a subscription.
Mm.
You never know. This company might actually offer a subscription base because IXO does as well. With some of their models, they do it as a full build or a monthly one. They might do in. I mean, you're doing the planetarium thing, aren't you? The
orrery, yeah.
The orrery, yeah. I mean, I think they sell it as a full kit, but I'm wondering whether they might turn around and do it as a partwork later on.
The orrery I get monthly.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I get that monthly, and yeah, it's just over 12 months, and each month is a different planet. So
yeah.
So yeah, I get that, but you can buy it as a full kit if you want to buy it as a full kit.
So all these like manufacturers are now sort of cutting out the middleman as it was.
Yeah. And the kit is the orrery is the Eagle Moss kit because it's still got all the Eagle Moss branding on it. Yeah. So
they've obviously found a container full of them and thought we'll sell them because obviously everything from Eagle Moss was sold off.
Mm.
There must have been a container somewhere with loads of them in, and they've bought them.
Yeah. So, and I think the same company is looking at doing the Sun and Moon Orbiter, but I'm not 100% when that's going to come out yet.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you can still get these things. It's just a matter of finding them.
Yeah, nothing ever. It's strange, isn't it? Because nothing ever goes away in regards to Partworks. It's always everything seems to always come back.
Yeah.
So yeah, nothing's gone forever.
It's a bit like the Route Master, isn't it? It went through Hachette, it went through Agora, and now it's been offered through IXO.
Yeah, that one has. I think that's a surprising one because it done well here in the UK, and then lots of people were. I remember loads of people in Europe wanted to build it, and so did some people in the States, and it never went. It disappeared for quite a while. I mean, Agora didn't pick it up for quite a while, about a year after it finished.
Yeah, I think so.
And now, like you're saying, it's sort of cropped up there, and it's now on IXO as a full build, so it's sort of cropping up everywhere. It's one of those ones that, yeah.
Okay, right. Well, shall we go through some chat, see who's in?
Yeah, I actually commented yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got it already.
I saw the other comments, and I was like, I'll comment as well.
Okay, so 5:15 yesterday was D. Harris saying, evening, Mark and Kev, as usual, for the first time. So, evening, D.
Ready.
And then we've got Steve131 in saying, evening all, evening Steve. And then at 8 o'clock, we've got the Nexus model saying, hi all. There we go. So, right, on to tonight. This is a new name I've come across. We've got Flip Dip saying, evening Mark and Kev. So, evening Flip Dip, welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. But then we've got D Harris saying, a good evening from Kev's side.
Hi, D.
Hi, D. And then Spider Brew says, hi, Mark, on Kev's channel.
Hi, Spider Brew.
Hi, Kev, on Mark's channel. So, hi, Spider Brew. We've got Will's Workshop in saying, evening all. Hopefully, I'll be okay for the stream, but may have had one too many drinks watching Liverpool beat Southampton.
Oh, don't talk about Liverpool. Oh, Arsenal family. Yeah?
Well, I support my local team, so.
Yeah, good. Oh, yeah, so do we. I mean, I'll go to Hemel Hempstead and Chesham every now and then. It's always good to support your local teams, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flipped it saying good evening again. So, good evening.
Evening.
David Phillipson saying, evening all. Evening, David. Welcome.
Hi, David.
Dave McBill says, good evening, Mark and Kev. It's Sunday night, 1900 hours. Have a great stream. So, evening, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
And then we've got Ian's World of Models in saying, evening, Mark and Kev. So, evening, Ian. Welcome in.
Ian.
And then we've got David Hawley who says, a very good evening, all guys. So, evening, David.
Hi, David.
And then we've got Stephen Haynes Models in saying, hi, Mark and Kev. So, evening, Stephen.
What's your Stephen?
And then we've got DS Models in saying, good evening to you all. So, evening, Dave. Welcome.
Hi, Dave. How's it going?
And then we've got Go For It Painting in saying hello. So, hi, Go For It.
I go for it.
And we've got Ian Campbell in saying, evening all. Evening, Ian. Welcome.
Hi, Ian. Yeah.
And then we've got Sonic Boom in who says, we went from -10, snow to rain, and now a mild 10 degrees within a day. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with the weather at the moment, but it is crazy.
I mean, if that's all the snow we get, I'll be happy.
Well, I don't think it is. It's normally, precursor, I would say.
I don't know. I mean, snow in November these days is quite rare.
Yeah, it normally happens after Christmas, don't it? Not in January, February. There's not snows.
Yeah, but
so, yeah.
It was nice to look at.
Like I say, we've had all the weather. We've had it all: rain, wind, snow, sunshine.
Precisely. It's like the apocalypse, isn't it?
Wind. I know. Maybe it's a precursor. Like I said, maybe it's a sign.
Yeah, I really shouldn't have watched the film The Day After Tomorrow then the other day.
Oh, right. I watched earlier, what was it? Deep Impact. That's a classic, that is.
Yes. Yeah.
Deep Impact. Yeah, that was on the TV earlier, so I watched that.
Will's Workshop says, wet and windy down south. Yeah.
It is, yes. It's been... Yeah, I'd say it's been raining all day, but it's been really windy. More wind than rain, I would say, but it has been raining down here.
Yeah, you're letting your dogs out there, and the dogs will look at you going, what are you...
Yeah, they don't... Yeah, as soon as I see it's raining, I ain't going out in that. And like, you are?
David Hawley says, very bad rain down here in Plymouth. Rain, and more rain, and the wind. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually had a problem with our shopping delivery yesterday, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we booked it between 12:30 and 1:30, just after dinner. Turned up at 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, jeez. Any explanation?
Oh, don't even go there with Asda customer services. 8 phone calls to them. And, yeah. We got two £5 e-vouchers out of it, though, but, yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
So we've now decided that we're not going to do online shopping with Asda anymore. When we do a shopping in town on a Wednesday, we're just going to walk down to the big Sainsbury's and do a shopping in there for the week and cut out this delivery thing because it was awfully bad, really bad. So, and then they were saying if it doesn't come, we had to wait 72 hours for a refund.
Oh. I hate it when they do things like that. It's like you took my money 2 seconds ago, yet you can't return it that quick.
Yeah. So they said you have to wait 72 hours for a refund. I said, well, what about in the meantime? How are we supposed to have any food in the house if you're not going to give? They don't care at all.
No, so, it's the same when they subsidise stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like they substitute bread for toothpaste or something like that.
Yeah, something strange.
Yeah, it's weird, yeah.
So we said yesterday, because of all the stress and everything, we're just not going to do the online order anymore. We'll just go to Sainsbury's because we like that supermarket, and we'll just get all the weekly bits from there. Plus the fact, actually, bonfire night, I put in some food for bonfire night because we normally have like burgers and hot dogs and stuff. Yeah. And in their bonfire night section, they put in, burger rolls. So I thought, all right, I'll get some of them. They had 2-day expiry date on them. And this was on a Saturday. This was on a Saturday.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons we stopped doing the online shopping, because I remember us getting bread and like you say, rolls and things like that, and it had that day's date on it, or like the next day, and I'm like, no.
How are you supposed to plan a weekly shop?
Yeah.
Just giving you expiry dates that are terrible. So, and it's not the first time we've had dealings with Asda this year, so we're just going to knock it on the head once and for all.
Yeah.
Will's Workshop says, got my pack 1 of the Megazord today. Wow. Will hopefully be on the channel this week.
Cool. It's starting to come through now. I know some people have been waiting a while. I'm building that one. I am building that one, but it was a long time ago when I did pack 1.
I would love to do that. I'm like, Phantom, if you're watching, please. I know knowledge about it as well. Please.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a sort of a guilty pleasure of mine, because I was a little bit older than its demographic, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I think I was like 12, 13, but I absolutely loved it. But I think its demographic was like around 9 or 10 years old, so I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, I was the same. I watched it, and my stepfather took the complete piss out of me. So I used to actually watch it in secret.
Yeah, no, I remember watching it, but nowadays they don't have stuff like that anymore. They just don't. Kids don't interact with stuff like that anymore. That's the problem. I think most stuff now is all There was a study actually just recently that 95% of toy sales are bought by people in their 30s for themselves.
I can believe that.
And I was like, well, yeah, of course.
Power Rangers was only ever due to do 1 season. It just had a massive cult following that it went on to the position it did.
Well, it was huge in Japan, and then when they brought it to the US, they redubbed it. But they sort of only done the human parts in that part, and then they used all the Japanese footage of the robots fighting, of them in suits from the Japanese show. So it was really cheap, because it meant that all the stuff that was already filmed, they only had to film the bits of them out of the suit. But it was huge. It was huge. It was as big as like Pokemon and stuff like that. It was massive. Everyone wanted them. Everyone wanted the sword and all the little sort of play stuff as well. It was huge at one point.
Yeah. Sonic Boom says, I'll maybe pick up Darth Vader when RoboCop ends. Need to check how my pennies will be and space. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I think with the cost of living skyrocketing, people can't afford this anymore.
Yeah, and with how many issues they're offering as well. I mean, RoboCop is only 4 issues a month. I think if Darth Vader was 4 issues a month, I would have jumped at it. I think, but because it's 6, around £70, it's nearly £80 a month. Which if you have a budget and stuff like that, it's really hard to put £80 down.
What I'm glad is the Enterprise D. There's no way really they could. Well, they probably could there's no way they could really raise how many issues they send you per month because you only get one magazine with 4 stages in.
That's right. Yeah.
Unless we were to say, right, we're going to do 2 magazines with 8 stages. Yeah, okay. But that's why I'm happy that one doesn't increase because of the way towards the end Eagle Moss did things by only providing 1 magazine with 4 stages in it.
Yeah, and even Hachette have sort of reverted back. So do you remember when they brought out the Alien?
Yes.
And it was over 12 months. It was like a yearly thing. So it made, I think each pack was like £110 or something. But you built it within a year. They have never offered that service again. Then they did. Go on.
Tumbler comes with more than 4 stages, though.
I was going to say the Tumbler. Then they did the Tumbler, which is 6 issues every 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And they've sort of reverted back to what they originally did, which was 4 issues every 4 weeks, which is what they've done with the Lancaster, and I believe what they're doing with the Dalek as well.
Yeah.
So it's sort of, and obviously they do that with the Mad Max car as well, the Ford Falcon. They do that 4 issues every 4 weeks as well. So it's sort of like they've tested it, they've gone, it doesn't work, and have gone back to
the way they've done it all.
The way they know it works for them. So, but yeah, I mean, it's fine if you want to do more. I know there's this discussion where people want to do more issues each month and people are willing to pay, but it means that some people on a tighter budget are sort of pushed out.
Yeah.
And it's trying to keep, I think it's trying to keep a healthy balance, but because Fan Home did trial, I mean, they're doing it with the Optimus Prime. You get 5 issues instead of 6 or 4. So they've obviously tried it and they found it works better with the 6. But yeah, every company does it themselves. I mean, Agora, they do quite big packs, don't they, every month? Depending on if you go for the 2-year or 12-month option.
If you're getting it by pack every month, it's 8 stages a month.
Yeah.
Depending on the model, though.
Yeah, and they also give you the option, don't they? They do the 24-month or the 12-month.
Yeah.
So they even make it so it's reasonable for people to get sort of lower, if you know what I mean. You just take longer to build, but you're still building it. You're just spreading it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flipdit says Fan Home need to up their game, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I think they do pretty well. They keep lots of people informed about what's going on. But in terms of the delays, I think that they do need to up the game slightly on that. But delays are inevitable. I mean, all the companies have faced delays at some point, and I think because Fan Home do more builds and more people are building them, I think the problem looks bigger than it is, if you know what I mean. Because Agora and Hachette have had sort of delivery problems and delays. I mean, take my tumbler this week. So my tumbler didn't come in on a Wednesday like it normally does. It turned up on a Saturday instead. Right. So there are delays. There are delays in the builds everywhere. Fan Home. I just think it's bigger for Fan Home because they do more builds.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you've got a bigger fan base, you've got a bigger build, more builds, then your problem looks bigger, if you know what I mean. But they all suffer from the same sort of delivery problems.
So we'll have to see when the Dalek, won't we? Yeah,
we'll have to see how that turns out. And I'm really excited, because they're sort of Hachette are sort of teasing us every month. They seem like every couple of weeks. They seem to be putting images up or giving us that's the first time they've ever done something like this, and they're sort of teasing everyone. And every picture I see, I was like, oh, this thing's getting better and better.
I might have accidentally persuaded you to, live stream issue 1.
Yeah, I'm going to live stream issue 1. Yeah, I've decided. So
right. That was decided in Nexus Gaming Night.
Yes, that was decided on Monday. So I'm going to live stream that on the 8th of January. So
there we go. Right. Exploring Unseen says, "Hey guys, welcome Exploring Unseen."
Yeah, hi.
Welcome to the live stream. Spider Sprue says, "I chose the Iron Spider. Also here in Germany, the Iron Spider and the Darth is on the Diagostini site."
They are indeed, yeah. And I think I'm not sure. I think the Darth Vader's gone live because Chris Collections in France has just released both of his videos for them on both the first pack. So I imagine they've both gone live or about to.
Yeah.
So
Flip Dip says Batman 89 or the 18 van would be good.
Yeah, I think the Batman 89 is going to be coming out just because of how popular it was when they did the test run of that.
I don't know. We said about the 18 van in the past, haven't we? Said, yeah, it'd be great to build it, but it's not going to be there's not going to be much to it, though, is there?
No. It's. I mean, imagine your camper van that you did stripped out.
Yeah.
No, just the front chairs. That's exactly. I mean, it does. There is like a computer in the back of it.
Mm.
I think in some of the episodes, because I didn't think there was anything in the back of the 18 van, but there is. There's like more chairs. I think there's 2 chairs, and there's like a computer in there as well on the back wall. But it wouldn't be for me. I wasn't really into the 18 because did it come out did it come out before or around the same time as the Knight Rider?
Not sure.
I think it came out before Knight Rider did. So right. was it the late 70s?
No, I'm sure it was 80s, but I couldn't.
Right, okay. Yeah, because Knight Rider started in 1983.
Mm.
So was it around was it before then or after then? I don't have anything here, otherwise I'll be checking. But I just didn't watch it. I don't know why. I mean, I have seen some of the episodes now, and obviously one of the characters I know as well, because obviously one of the characters in the A-Team is in Star Trek, so yeah. I know that as well. But yeah, I never really watched it. But like you're saying, I don't think there's much to the van.
No.
Unless you can build it and then turn it into, I don't know, a digger or something. Because I know that was a running gag, wasn't it? They were left with like a spark plug and some wires, and he'd come out with some bulldozer thing.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's how it works.
There we go. We've got Dylan's Den of Models in saying, "Hi guys, hi Dylan, welcome."
Hi Dylan.
We've got Howard in saying, I heard they were bringing out the Batman 89 models soon? ?
I don't know. I wouldn't. It would be silly for them not to because of how popular it was in France, but also the response that I've seen everyone talking about it. Because I know Wayne had the first 4 issues, didn't he? I think he'd done the first 4 issues, and I know Todd did as well. And the response from that was huge. And I think people would. So I personally think it's going to come out. I don't know if it is or not, but it'd be silly not to because it's so popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic Boom says, "Be interesting to see the Vader build, though, as it seems like it will be very different to anything else before. We need to get a needle and thread out to sew his clothes together?"
No, his clothes will probably be like the Batman figure. So it will be like you're dressing him.
Yeah, and apparently they're using like leather and proper material to do it. So,
yeah. I would imagine his cloak's one bit, and then what you would do is you'd probably get like so what's happened in France with the Batman figurine that they're building there is you built the shoe up. So you built the foot, and then you build the shoe, and then you put the shoe on, and then you put the other shoe on, and you put his gloves on, and then I believe his suit is going to be his trousers, then his top. So you're sort of dressing him.
Yeah.
And it'll be the same for Darth Vader. So, you know, you'll get his boots in probably 2 or 3 issues. And then you'll get his trousers, and you'll have to put his trousers on, then his boots. So you'll be dressing it like a toddler. So you'll be trying to fight with him to try and get his clothes on. But yeah, it won't be like sticking stuff together. I'll be very surprised if you do that, and it turns out like the Alien build.
Yeah.
I'll be very surprised if that is the case. But yeah, I would imagine that all the clothing on him is actual proper cloth and stuff like that. And but then again, you know, we've had things like the Disney Dollhouse, and Kirsty's doing the Snoopy build at the moment, and you know, you're having to make like the cushions and stuff like that properly. So you're gonna, you know, you have to put the material in it, and you have to sew it up and all that sort of stuff. So you might have to do that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Never know.
Yeah.
D says can still get the wooden 1/250 scale wooden Titanic direct from Amata.
There you go.
That's the one Eagle Moss tried to do before.
I think that was the hash. It was originally done by Hachette, wasn't it?
Yes.
And then Eagle Moss done it, and then sort of fell halfway through because you were building it.
Yeah, I was.
Because you were going to do the Hachette and the Eagle Moss one.
It would have been finished by now because it was due to finish before the Hachette one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because you wanted both of them, didn't you? You wanted to do them both side by side and everything else.
Yeah. Go for it, Painter says, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, please, because it helps with the algorithm.
Yeah, lovely. That would be helpful.
YouTube pushes the videos if more people like them.
Yeah.
That's me with the website to the wooden ships and stuff. Will's Workshop says, looks good, although not for me. So that's the wooden ships.
Yeah.
We've got Chef Hawkins saying, evening all. Evening, Chef Hawk. Welcome.
Hi, Chef Hawk.
And Flipnit saying, good evening again. LOL. D says, Bryn still thinks I'm 18, LOL. It's when the meds start to hit me, needs to bed in. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't it all? Don't we all need that? Yeah.
Howard says, we're sorry you're no longer able to finish your part work because the earth is about to explode. Thanks. Have a nice day. Oh, dear. That's good.
Yeah.
We've got Kevin and Marion who says, good evening, everyone, from a very wet South Wales. Yeah, we were talking about Wales, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, a friend of mine's lives in Wales, and she's flooded at the moment.
Yeah.
A lot of their rivers have burst their banks. They've online. There's like an online list of all the rivers, and I think most of them in Wales have burst their banks. I mean, like I said, a friend of ours has as well. So I don't know what's happening with her tonight. I'll have to message her, find out.
Dave said DS Models. He's on flood alert, I think, as well.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of them about at the moment.
It doesn't help that people are building houses on floodplains.
Yeah, I know. It mind boggles, doesn't it? They like I didn't know it would flood. Really, you built on floodplain and you didn't realise it was built. The flood is there for a reason. So when it floods there, not your house.
But the council they're that desperate to get housing up and get go and build on that. It'll be fine. You know, it only flooded twice in the last 10 years. It might flood again twice. You know. Yeah.
Madness.
Ian's World of Models says my gazebo committed suicide in the wind.
Did you wave at it as it blew away? See, someone woke up this morning with a gazebo in their garden.
Hey, I think because where we were before, there was a lot of kids and stuff and everything like that. I think this is the first time we've actually got up the next day after a storm and not seen a trampoline in our back garden that isn't ours.
I think it was last year when we had the bad wind, because we seem to be getting a lot of the bad wind at the moment. But last year, a neighbour of ours, their trampoline flew up and went into the road somewhere down the road. It was like in the middle of the road somewhere.
So yeah, we did wake up one day and we're like, oh, is that trampoline in the garden?
Is that ours?
We don't own a trampoline. We do now.
Yeah, I was going to say you do now. Yeah.
What do you do if you? I mean, what? I think they came around and got it in the end. But what do? Do you stick it in your front garden and go? If you recognise this trampoline,
yeah, you're gonna have to do missing posters and say found posters. Oh look, I found this. Is this yours?
Last seen taking off from our backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got Daz Faulkner in, says, how do everyone? How do, Daz?
Hi, Daz.
Howard says, that's why I don't trust DoorDash or any of these food deliveries secondhand. I go by my own time or not at all. Yeah, for me, it was, we used to what we call at the weekend, get the heavy stuff. So like milk and pet food and stuff like that. But now we're like, we'll just go get it ourselves. So, and we didn't want to change the pet food we got because we get the Asda's own pet food.
Yeah.
Because it upset the stomachs. But I think we're at the point now where we're like, we're over that. You know, we did try the dog on some of the Sainsbury's food a while ago, and he had no problems with it. So yeah. Will's Workshop says, do it, Mark. You know you wouldn't. I do, but I just can't afford it. Honestly, I just really cannot afford at all. I'd love to do it. I really would, but it's just out my finances.
Yeah.
Flipbit says it's all screen based now. Playing with toys is very rare these days.
Yeah. It's most people get it for nostalgia, what they used to get. So, a friend of mine, he absolutely loves Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and over the last sort of 4 years, he's been collecting everything that they did in 1994 to do with the original toys from Hasbro. And I think he had the Technodrome. So I don't know if you watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but there was like this big sort of like Death Star on rollers, and they did a big toy of it which opened up. It was called the Technodrome, and I think he found one. It was mint condition in a box. I think he paid like 600 or 700 quid for it.
Well, I know,
crazy money. Yeah,
I find it strange. Like you watch TV and this is my son's bedroom, and all there is a bed and a desk and a computer, and that's it. There's no toys in there at all.
Yeah. I do. Do you know that does get me? I go to a friend of ours' house, and she's recently just done it up, so it's all white. And I just think she's got kids as well, and I just think it looks like a show home. It doesn't look lived in.
Yeah,
I think a house should be a home, not somewhere you sleep. And I hate going to places where it's all pristine, nothing looks like it's ever been touched or sat on. And it's like, it looks like a show home. It doesn't have any individuality. It doesn't have any personality. It looks like you've just got the page 16 out of the index catalogue or IKEA or something like that. But yeah. It's about putting stuff everywhere in it. It's all screen based and yeah.
Spice says Power Rangers. I was 20 and loved it. Nothing to do with Trini or Kimberly. Right.
Yeah. Oh, we get you. Yeah.
Howard says I like getting kids out to actually play. Turn the TV and computer off and kick them outside for a few hours.
Yeah, never did that. I mean, I've had this conversation with my dad because. My dad's in his 70s, and he thinks he's the best generation. And I firstly think that our generation, the generation we've come from, so if you were born in like the 80s or late 70s, I think we're the best ones because we are the last great. I would say we're the last great people because we remember growing up with no technology like we do now. We grew up with no internet. And only like 5 channels or just cable, if you know what I mean. But we were about when it started, and so we understand it more, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
so we were about long enough to know what it was like before mobile phones and the internet.
When our boys were growing up, just to make sure they, you know, we actually made sure they went to Beavers, Cubs, Scouts.
Yeah.
I was even a Cub leader, Scout leader as well, to the point I was running the group and everything.
Yeah.
So we always made sure they were doing something like that, which was outside adventure and learning new skills and stuff. So they're not stuck behind screens all the time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And yeah, it was great because when we went involved, we got involved as leaders. We were going on the camps and everything. It was really good fun.
Yeah, you do when you got kids. I mean, my daughter took up Taekwondo. Someone at school mentioned it and she wanted to try it, and we went to loads of competitions. She won loads of medals. And for a brief time, I worked for an after-school club. And so the kids went to that, and I ran that for a while. But yeah, you have to get them out. I remember, I mean, I speak to the kids now, and they look at me like it's an alien world. Like I said, you know, before mobile phones, we had to go around our mate's house, and you knock on the door, and their mum would come to it, and you'd go, "Is Tony in? Is he coming out?" That's how you got around, and you just like you knew where everyone was because all the bikes were outside.
Yeah,
and then you just went on bikes everywhere. I just remember cycling everywhere, going everywhere on bikes.
Yeah. Will's Workshop says Megazord has been offered as a 1-year build.
Yes, it has. Yeah, they've got the 2 options there. Yeah.
Yeah. Howard said, should I scare you? To do the 21 builds and collections, I'm putting out close to, 2,300. A few are getting close to the end, so it'll relax a bit. But all these new ones, I can't start to get the... Wow. I can start to get them.
Yeah, that is a lot of money a month. A lot of money. Put down on them, yeah.
Yeah, Will shares logistics would be a nightmare to offer multiple options for how many issues per month, so I can understand companies offering only 1 or 2 options.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. But I mean, it works for Hachette because they offer 3 options, so you can subscribe, the newsagents, and the web shop.
Yeah.
And they've done that for years, at least 10 years they've done that, and they haven't changed because I feel that they know what works for them.
Yeah. And,
you know, it's always like, I was always told very early on, if it ain't broke, don't fix. And Hachette have found something that isn't broken, it doesn't need fixing, and it works well.
Yeah. So Spider Through says, I would do the Megazord as Mark and Kev. We need to choose. The pennies rule the world. Yeah.
Yes, they do indeed.
House says, also the problem is the actual companies they use to deliver their products. They are fighting between themselves and posting labels, but not actually sent out the pack for a few days at times. Yeah.
I've said this before. It's difficult to know logistics if you're not in logistics. So I work in logistics, so I sort of understand slightly. It's not as easy, or as, you know, it seems to us like, oh, you print a label, you put it on a box, and it goes off for delivery. It's a little bit more complicated than that. So I don't want to bore you, but it's not that easy.
What I love is at our main post office, we've now got self-checkouts in there, so it's so much easier to send a package and queue up for hours.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's not, when you scale stuff up bigger, it becomes more of a thing, you know, especially you got to think, you don't know. So if you have, so take for instance, there's a company that I've dealt with, so they have 50,000 packets a day, right? And then they go in an Arctic. So an Arctic can only take 20,000, and they only get one because if they pay for another one, they have to try and fill it, and they can't, and it's extra money. So they just go, okay, so the first 20,000 goes on that lorry, and then the next day the other 20,000, and it builds up like that, right? So they've always got on a backlog, and I think most companies do that, and I think like the partwork companies do the same thing. So they do it as like a mass order, but they only have a certain amount of space in the truck.
Yeah.
And obviously, then if you go, well, you just order another truck. Well, that's if they've got space and time, and then that's more money. And you know what I mean? It might mean that they haven't got that spare cash, or it might mean them cutting something else to afford that, or even upping the price to us, the consumer. So it swings in roundabouts. But it's a lot more difficult than that. It seems easy to us, but there's a lot of mechanisms in play that,
We've got Lindsay's builds in saying, hello, guys. Hi, Lindsay. Welcome.
Lindsay.
Welcome. Then Flipped It says, A-Team was just after Knight Rider.
Right, okay, so 85.
Howard says, A-Team ran from 1983 to 87.
So it ran the same time as Knight Rider then, because Knight Rider started in 83, only ran for 4 seasons. So, yeah.
Will says, a team Partwork would supply you some rusty nails and corrugated iron, and it would become a van. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be down for that.
David Hollis says the A-Team came out first around 1975 or so. So some conflict.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know when it come out, but I remember watching Knight Rider, but the A-Team, I don't remember it as much. It must have been on, but I don't remember it.
Okay. John Bill Scale Modeler says, good evening all. Evening, John. Welcome.
Here's John. Hiya.
Flipped It says 18 was 80s, not 70s. Kevin Amaris says Knight Rider first, then the A-Team. We've got Paul Jedi Jordan in saying, evening, Mark and Kev, and all in chat. Evening, Paul. Welcome to the stream. Flipped It says, I have the box set. David Hawley says, correct, was working around my age now, and how old I was when I used to watch it.
Right.
Okay. John Bill Scobell. I've highlighted this one saying he's going live tomorrow night, I believe.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay. D says Southern England getting hit with heavy rain at the moment, moving northeast, 60 mile per hour winds, even higher gusts.
Lovely.
Right. Joy. So you're going to get it before we are, Kev.
Oh, great. I can hear it now, actually. I shouldn't say, oh, great, but I can actually hear it. So.
Oh, right.
I can hear the rain. I can hear the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John says, wish it had been a large-scale TIE fighter. Yeah.
Well, that's another build where I don't know. It wouldn't be a lot.
No.
It's got the 2 panels and then a ball.
Yeah.
And they do. I tell you what, they do a really decent Black Series TIE fighter, which is huge. I mean, it's massive.
Yeah.
And that would be. I tell you what, that would probably be in scale with the X-wing if you ever built that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. They do one. It's a Black Series one. I remember them doing it well. So.
Steve 131 says, gotta go. See you tomorrow. So night, Steve. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
David Holly says, well, I am 69. If you had a stick and a ball, you were lucky. Got together with your mates and played cricket. Great. Yeah. Will Burchett says, my wife is a beaver leader. My girls are beavers, and my boy is a cub. So yeah.
Yeah.
I found scouting was great. I enjoyed it as much as the kids did.
Yeah, it gets them off this technology. It gets them doing stuff.
Yeah. Dave Bill says, even though back in the 70s we had nothing like today, I always found something to do. Great days, great memories. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The stuff we used to get up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flipbit says, I think the 80s was the last great decade for toy companies.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just look at the Star Wars toys, which came out in the 70s, I know, but it was popular in the 80s. But yeah, you had Transformers, you had Power Rangers, it goes on and on. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Star Trek, you had it all.
Yeah. John says, I started with Cubs, Scouts, Army Cadets, then full Army.
Nice. Yeah, they do Army Cadets as well, don't they? Air Force Cadets, and I can't remember if I did that.
I did Cubs, and then I think I did Army Cadets. So
yeah, I think there was Army Cadets, Air Cadets as well. I don't know which one I did. I remember doing one the first couple of years I was at secondary school.
Yeah.
And it sort of fizzled out. But yeah, I remember doing things like
that. Julian Stevens says, looking to issue 6 of the Lancaster did not come out in the shops. Can anybody help me?
Look on the web shop.
Yeah, look on the web shop or call them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the stock they have on the web shop isn't the actual stock they have.
I was going to say that because a lot of people were asking about the Tumblr, saying, the issue is going to be on the web shop online. And I said, ring them up, because 9 times out of 10, sometimes they have the stock in. Even if it says out of stock on the web shop, they've actually got it in stock.
Yeah.
Give them a ring.
Okay. Flipdip says Yodel far better than Royal Mail.
It is what it is. It's a delivery company. I think some of them are bad, some of them are good. They all have their problems.
Yeah. Julian's replied, Harshette sold out and eBay selling for 35. Ring Harshette.
Ring them. Yeah. I said, even if it says it's out of stock, they will. Sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
And oh wow, it must be hammering it down outside. I can really hear it now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Right.
It's hitting the door.
I better get through this chat in case your Wi-Fi goes ping.
Yeah. Yes.
We've got Joel Watson in. Hello, Mark and Kevin, everyone. Welcome, Joel.
Hi, Joel.
Thank you for coming by. Also, he's a new patron and channel member of mine, so thank you as well, Joel. Welcome. Flipbit says, I have only just received my final receipt of Kate after 10 months waiting.
Cool. At least you got it. And it's coming along.
Yeah. Ian's Muller says, great stream, guys. Off to tie some garden furniture down.
Yeah.
D. Harris says, and the usual good nights, gents. Excellent show again. See you next week. Night, D. Night, Ian.
D.
Hang on that one. Paul Jordan says, I've got the Black Series TIE Fighter. It's huge and hanging from my art studio roof. Wow.
Yeah, the Black Series one. So they did a load of Black Series vehicles, and the TIE Fighter is huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a massive, like big enough to put the Black Series action figures in. Yeah. That's how big it is. So the Black Series action figures are like that big.
Yeah.
So you can sort of judge how big they are, how big it is, I should say.
Okay. Julie Stevens is saying thanks. So yeah. David Hawley says, gonna say good night, guys. Great stream again. Okay, night, David. Thank you for coming by.
David.
D says, did tell you, Kev, LOL, I have an excellent weather app.
Yeah, I've got a few on my phone, but yeah, it's wow. Yeah, it is really coming down now. Jeez.
Yeah. World Workshop says, weather seems to have eased a little in Plymouth now. Might have a quieter night for sleep. You know what? If the heavier the rain, the more I sleep.
Yeah, normally our heating goes off. It's on a timer, and I think the kids must have knocked it, and it stayed on all night. And I woke up this morning, and I was a little bit later waking up, and I think it's because it was really warm in the house.
Yeah. Okay. Kevin and Mary say night all. Night, Kevin and Mary. Bye. How big are these rear tumbler wheels going to be?
Huge. Big.
Yeah.
Big.
Okay, Spider Spruce says, night all, great stream, guys. Thank you, Spider.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in. Dave Max says, great stream tonight, guys, as always. Thank you, Dave.
Cheers,
Dave
Dave.
Max says, I like a thunderstorm on Alexa and it knocks me out, LOL. Yeah.
The white noise. The white noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've actually gone over 8 o'clock.
That's
That
okay.
was a great chat tonight. That was
brilliant.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. So, Kev, anything coming up this week or just the normal?
Yeah, just the normal stuff. Tumblr and something.
Yeah. For me, just the normal, guys. Don't think there's anything special coming this week, but keep an eye out. There might be. Just one last comment. Sonic Boom says, great stream, lads. Catch you next week. Thank you, Sonic Boom.
Cheers, Sonic Boom.
Thank you very much. So, yeah, thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Thank you for all your fantastic comments tonight, guys. It's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed myself tonight. And, yeah, we'll be back same time, same place next week on a Sunday. So it just leaves me to say I've been Mark.
And I've been Kev.
And we'll catch you all next week, guys. Bye.
See you later, guys.